everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in. You are watching the Vuyo Show, coming to you live, of course, from New York City. It is I, your favorite global darling, Vuyo, here to serve you your daily dose of global goodness, where we have conversations about global things, namely global people. We're having conversations with global people. We are discussing global ideas and innovations. We are looking at global products and brands. We're also going to global destinations and, of course, looking at global media entertainment and having conversations with inspiring. I'm going to start that over again. Okay. Okay. What is that? Oh my God. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for watching. This is the Vuyo Show, coming to you live, of course, from New York City. It is I, your favorite global darling, Vuyo here to serve you your daily dose of global goodness, and of course, dishing you all things global inside information, and of course, conversations. I hope that you're ready to receive what I have in store for you today, and of course, take it all in. It's gonna be a good one, like I do every single day. Your daily dose of global goodness is what I serve you. So I hope that you are in for a ride along with me. Don't forget to hit us up on social media at the Vuyo Show. And of course, visit our website www.vuyoshowcom and find out more information about the show. But let's get into it today. I am so, you know, when I'm smiling so much, then you gotta know that I'm chatting about something that I really like and I really enjoy. And of course, as a film fanatic, as a film enthusiast, as a film lover, I am going to be chatting about films today, but from a different perspective and from a different angle. Okay. As you all know, I love giving you some information. We recently had an episode about the Primetime Emmys that recently took place in the month of January. And today I'm going to be talking to you about the nominations. I promised to give you the nominations for the Oscars and the Grammys, and I already gave you the Grammy nominations, and I'm going to be giving you the Grammy winners coming soon. And today I'm going to be giving you the nominations for the Oscars so that you know when March 10th comes, you know who's nominated and you know who to be rooting for and hoping to win, right? I got you covered. I love getting you guys. I love sorting you guys out. I just have so much love for making sure that you are in the know of what's happening in the world around you, right? So today's world is the world of entertainment and media. And we are looking, of course, at the nominees for the Oscars for the year 2024. It definitely has been an astoundingly, beautifully, incredibly interesting year in the world of film, of course, with the writers and the actors strike that recently happened in the year 2023. We did see a bit of a decline in the amount of films that we were receiving, that we were able to watch on our big screen and of course on our streaming platforms. But now that we are back in motion and things are moving quite swiftly, it's super exciting to of course see the world of film and television and music coming together and celebrating and honoring those who deserve that pat on the back for the great work that they did in this past year. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be giving you the nominations for, of course, the Oscars taking place March 10th. But who has been nominated? Who has been put on the list of nominees? And I'm going to be helping you know that, of course, in today's episode, and a little bit more about what to expect from this year's Oscar awards. I mean, it's one of the most prestigious nights in film and around the world. So if you have received a nomination, you are someone who has been bestowed upon a great honor. So I'm really looking forward to the Oscars this year. I know there's some really great contenders. We saw box office crushes in last year that were, you know, some films that really stood out among the rest in the box office. We saw an incline. Certain films that, you know, shut the roof, kind of, what's the term? Broke the ceiling. That broke the ceiling when it came to film goers and watchers last year. And it was so interesting to really see, you know, how film got to kind of rise up again amid the strike that took place last year. So Make sure to take some notes on today's episode to find out, of course, who and what has been nominated for this year's Oscars that are going to be taking place in the month of March 10th. Are you ready to it? Are you ready for it? Din, din, din. Are you ready for it? Din, din. I like that real thing song. I love that real song. Of course, we definitely know that the announcement happened and was live streamed about 2 days ago. But for the 2024 Oscars, they will be airing live on Sunday, March 10th, of course, on ABC, and they'll be taking place the following day on Hulu. And this will be televised in more than 200 territories rather, worldwide. So whatever country that you are in, probably will be televised in your region or in your territory. So be on the lookout to find out where you can watch the Oscars in your country. It probably will be televised in your country if you're part of the 200 territories that it will be aired on, of course, as well. It's the 96th Oscars, of course, taking place on March 10th, 2024, where we see the who's of film and we celebrate and honor those who stood out among the rest in this world and the prestige of film around the world. Now, on this episode, of course, I'll be sharing with you some of the nominees for this particular 96th edition of the Academy Awards. I hope that you are looking forward to learning who received the awards and who will be receiving an award, potentially so. Now, let's get into the nominees. I know you guys are probably saying, Vuyo, just get into it already. Like, stop talking. Just give it to us. Now, one of the most contested categories for the Oscars is the Best Picture. And this category really signifies the best film that was well received, that broke records, that really had all the quality and the value that, cinematically, it stood out the most. And it was some of the films that really, really made film lovers go, whoo! It made film critics go, ooh! And it made the entire film community go, oh yeah, that's about it. That's a great film. And we know that there have been so many incredible films that have been, of course, done and filmed and put out last year. But these are the ones that had been received nominations this year. For the category of Best Picture, the nominees are. Why am I? I just got stuck there for a second. I was like, let me get into my award ceremony voice. Are y'all ready for this? Now, ladies and gents, the nominees for the Best Picture for the 96th Oscars 2024 is American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. That is a long list of nominees for this year's Best Picture. And it should definitely be a contest, because it is a contested category. It will have, a long list of nominees, because these are all films that really, really went, and presented an incredible picture in the box office and, of course, on the small screens this year. Actor in a leading role, the nominees, ladies and gents, are Bradley Cooper in Maestro. We have Coleman Domingo in Rustin. We have Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers. We have Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer. We also have Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Who are you rooting for the actor in a leading role? This is also one of the most contested categories. So I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to take it home. I don't have a favorite thus far in that category. I mean, I've heard great things. I love Bradley Cooper. So if I were to choose someone in that category, I would probably go for Bradley Cooper, because I've just loved his work along the years. Haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I know. It's a terrible thing. But I've heard great reviews about it. And if not Bradley Cooper, then I'll definitely go for Cillian Murphy. Actor in a supporting role. The nominees are Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, Ryan, Ryan Rosling, his name is a tongue twister. Ryan Rosling, not Risling, Ryan Rosling in Barbie, and of course Mark Ruffalo on Poor Things. Definitely don't have a. I mean, this one is a tough category. I'm looking forward to seeing who's gonna get it. I mean, these are all greats in the film industry. Everyone in this category really is a great actor and has done incredible work in the past year. I definitely would. I mean, I would like to see Ryan Gosling taking this one from Barbie. I think it'll be fun. It'll be cute. But also, he's a great actor, you know. So I would really like to see. I would go for him in this category if it were up to me. Obviously, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr. If not Ryan Gosling, I would go for Robert De Niro, to be honest, in this category. So let's see who takes it home. Actress in a leading role, we have Annette Bening in NYAD. We have Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. We have Sandra Huller in Anatomy of a Fall. Then we have Carey Mulligan in Maestro and Emma Stone in Poor Things. Interesting. I am definitely going to go for Emma Stone because I love Emma Stone and her work. That's probably going to be my. That's probably going to be my. That's the one I'm going to route for. We'll see who takes it home. Actress in a supporting role. I'm surprised the lead actress in Barbie was not nominated. Margot Robbie. What's her name? Margot. Yes, I'm surprised she didn't get nominated for this category. I mean, yeah. So that's interesting. But let's see who's the actress in a supporting role. We have Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. We have Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple. We have America Ferrera in Barbie. And we have Jodie Foster in NYAD. And then we have Davin Joy Randolph in the Holdovers. This is gonna be so such a contested category. I mean, Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks. I'm so excited for Danielle Brooks. Oh my gosh. I think I would love for her to win this. I don't know. I would love for her to take this one. But also America Ferrera. I've heard amazing reviews about how she really was she was so amazing on Barbie. So I'm routing between those three ladies, Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, America Ferrera. Obviously, my number one would be Danielle Brooks because she's incredible. I haven't seen The Color Purple yet, but I saw the behind. I've just been following the journey. And I want to watch it in cinema, so I want to have time to actually go to the cinema and watch it in the theater. So Danielle Brooks, and then I'd probably go for America on my second, and then third would be Emily Blunt on my list. That's my predictions for Actress of the Year. Animated feature film. Now, I have a secret love for animation. It's a funny story, right? My love for animation began because I have younger brothers, right? Massive age gap between us. So, and there's two of them and they love animation. So as you can imagine at home, we were really kind of motivated to watch animation because they had to watch animation and there was nothing else to watch. So, you know, and then I got introduced to the world of animation through the incredible Cape Town International Animation Festival, which was all about animation, and I was hosting this particular festival, and I got to kind of engage with so many animators and people in the animation industry, and I've really fell in love with this medium. And I mean, now I would normally skip this category, but now I can't skip this category because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? So let me tell you the nominees. The nominees for animated feature film is we have The Boy and the Heron, we have Elemental, we have Nimona, we have Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, for this particular category, I am definitely going to go for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The Spider-Man franchise has been such an incredible franchise, and I really, really love I love how it's consistently and is continuously sharing stories from that particular point of view. I did see Elemental. I did see some snippets of Elemental. So I think that would be my second option, but my first option being Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, second option being Elemental. What are you routing for? Let me know at the Vuyo Tomoda Show on social media and our YouTube channel. Who are you rooting for this category? Cinematography, best cinematography for this year. We have now, these are films that had incredible cinematography, and we all know that it takes a lot of skill, a lot of dedication, and a lot of talent to be able to put a beautifully cinematic film. And cinematography is a big, very important role in a film production. So getting to see cinematographers being celebrated is really, really an important thing. And I'm going to be sharing with you the nominees for this category and who the cinematographers are for those particular films. We have El Condor, we have Edward Lachman, and of course Rodrigo Prieto for Killers of the Flower Moon. We have Matthew Libatic from Maestro. We have Hoyt van Hoytma for Oppenheimer, and we have Robbie Ryan for Poor Things. A huge congratulations to all the nominees for this category. We're looking forward to seeing who. I definitely, from what I've seen some really great visuals for Oppenheimer, and I think I have been told it's a beautifully cinematic piece of work. So I would go for that particular one in this one for sure. Now, the best directing category for this year. Now, these are all individuals and directors who really stood out the most within directing pieces for this year. And directing, productions of this scale and this magnitude is definitely, it requires a lot of skill and a lot of talent. So we have the nominees for the best directing in the feature film. We, of course, have Justin Trait for Anatomy of a Fall. We have Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. We have Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. We have Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. Who are you rooting for, and who is the best director for this particular nomination list? I'd love to know from you. Let me know on social media at the Vuyo Tomoda Show. Now, apart from the well-known formatting of feature films, we also have documentary feature films, and these are nominees for documentary feature films that really, really stood out this year. We have Bobby Wine, The People's President. We have The Eternal Memory, and we have Four Daughters. We also have To Kill a Tiger, of course, the last one being 20 Days in Mariupol. And those are the nominees for the documentary feature film. Now, the documentary short film category nominees are the ABCs of Book Banning. We have the Barbie of Little Rock. We have Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, and of course, Nene and Wei Poo. Now, the next category is what I don't necessarily enjoy doing. I don't like editing. I know a lot of creatives do not like editing, but there are some individuals who really enjoy the editing process, and they are to be celebrated, I like to believe. This category celebrates those who did incredible work in film editing, and the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, and we have Laurent Senechal. We have Kevin Tent for The Holdovers. We have Talma Shoemaker for Killers of the Flower Moon. We have Jennifer Lame for, of course, the Oppenheimer. And we have Yogos Mavro Mavro Prosatroris for Poor Things. I hope I said that correctly. Now, we're going to be looking across the borders, of course, from the USA and looking at which films around the world would necessarily qualify for the International Feature Film. Now, these are films from other countries outside of Hollywood, or what would be regarded as the USA, that, of course, stood out the absolute most. We have from Italy the film titled Oil Cappuccino. We also have from Japan Perfect Days. From Spain, we have Society of the Snow. From the land of Germany, the Dutch land of Germany, or the German land of Germany. Let me not mix things up. The German land of Germany. We have the Teacher's Lounge, and of course, from the United Kingdoms, the Zone of Interest. Now, for this next category, we are looking at productions that had incredible production design. Being able to curate a production and make it look designingly well, or curated and design it in a way where we have all the elements of design communicating effectively together on set, from the wardrobe to the set to how the set looks like to the overall production, and how those things work incoherently together, of course, is important, right? It's a very essential element to how we as audiences get to watch the films, what we get to receive. Are we transported into the world of the film? And the world, and the category, and really the department of production design is to be able to curate the world of the film, that as audiences we are transported to wherever that is, and all the elements that are within the production communicate to that particular time, space, and era. Now, these particular nominees are the best production design for the Oscars, for the 96th Oscars, ladies and gents. We have Barbie as the number one, as the first nominee. Second nominee is The Killers of the Flower Moon. The third nominee is, of course, Napoleon. We also have Oppenheimer and Poor Things. The nominations, of course, for the best short film in the animated category, we have Letter to a Pig. We have 95 Senses. We have Our Uniform. Of course, we also have Pachyderma. And the last one being War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. The best nominees for the short film live action, we have The After. We also have Invincible. We also have Night of Fortune. We have Red, White, and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Of course, the next category is looking at the best writing in an original screenplay. Now, these are productions that had been written originally by the writing team of that particular production, and they wrote the story and presented it to us in the original form. Now, for the writing of the original screenplay, we have The Anatomy of a Fall, and the screenplay written, of course, by Justin Tate and Arthur Harari. For The Holdovers, this particular film was written by David Hemmingson. The Maestro was written by Bradley Cooper and John Singer. Of course, May December was the screenplay was written by Sammy Burks, and the story by Sammy Burks and Alex Meshening. Now, Past Lives was written by Celine Song. Now, we want to know who had written or best adapted a particular screenplay. These are the nominees for writing in an adapted screenplay. We have American Fiction, written for the screen by Cod Jefferson. We have Barbie, written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. We have Oppenheimer, which was written for the screen by Christopher Nolan. We have written a screenplay written by Tony McNamara, which is called Poor Things. And the last one written by Jonathan Glazer is The Zone of Interest. Now that, ladies and gents, are some of the nominees for the Oscars 2023. 2024 rather. I do want to give you a couple more categories before I say goodbye, as I'd like to really kind of sum up the nominations list and the different categories that we have for this year. The nominees for the best sound. Now, these are these are the films that were able to have beautifully curated sound, beautifully curated, audio, sensory type of cinematic. You know how cinematic sound can also be. These are the nominees. We have The Creator, we have Maestro, we have Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, we have Oppenheimer, and of course, The Zone of Interest. That's interesting, right? That we are able to tell story through, we are able to tell story, of course, as well through sound. Okay. Now, it's also important to note that not only do we have sound that's curated and mastered and put together for each and every particular show, production, or film, we also have original screenplay, original sound, rather, original song, original music, right? Soundtrack, as we'd say. These are songs and these are particular, sound bites or sound or music that's been created particularly for the film, right? So there are films that have songs that have originally or created only for that particular production. And the nominees for this year for the best original song music in a film, we have The Fire Inside from the film Flaming Hot, and the music and lyrics were by Diane Warren. We have I'm Just Ken from Barbie, music by Mark Ronson and Andrew Waite. We have It Never Went Away from American Symphony, and this was, of course, written by John Batiste and Dan Wilson. We have, of course, Waza, which was a song for my people from Killers of the Flower Moon. Of course, in these lyrics and song were by Scott George. The last one, of course, is What Was I Made For from Barbie, and this was written by Billie Eilish, and Finesse O'Connell. That, of course, being one of some of this music that we get to hear from the films. Now, that encapsulates the entire nomination list that I have for you today from the Oscars. Who are you rooting for is the question that I have for you. I'd love to know. What are some of your favorite nominees from this year? I know I have some favorites. And I know that you have some favorites as well. So please let me know on social media. We are at the Vuyo Show. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we are there. You search us, you find us, you will see us, right? And looking forward to, of course, the Oscars taking place March 10th, 2024. And of course, I'll be coming back to give you the winners. I'll be letting you know who has won in what category right here on the show. Ladies and gents, I love you all so, so much. All my global girls and guys. That is all I have in store for you today. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, right here from New York City. From me to you with so much love, it's goodbye and have a fantastic one. Mwah. Cheers for now.